The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
These brain-dead world leaders just told us exactly what they're going to do. Some of them are being honest with us and telling us straight away what their economic plans are.
Эгоцентризма к действительно многополярному миру. Миру, основанному не на придуманных кем-то для себя эгоистических правилах.
And some are hiding the truth behind a bag full of garbage and bullshit looking to take away your economic freedoms.
Let me start with the Putin price hike, high gas prices, and energy prices. My plan is already in motion.
A couple of big things happened this week that are major causes for concern if you care about your family and your own personal wealth. These developments are so big that most people won't even see them coming. They'll be screwed when the knock comes at the front door. And these developments are proving me right once again. I don't like to be wrong, especially when I spend as many hours per day as I do researching what these corrupt politicians are doing to you and to our economies. More on how this will directly impact your family in a minute, but first we need some context here. Russia's President Vladimir Putin spoke this week, and what he talked about is massively important to the global power balance. Listen.
Не может предложить миру свою модель будущего. Да, конечно, этот золотой миллиард не случайно стал золотым. Добился очень многого, но не только занял свои такие позиции благодаря каким-то реализованным идеям. В значительной степени он занял свои позиции за счет грабежа других народов. И в Азии, и в Африке. Ну как же, так и было. Индию он сколько грабили. И сегодня элиты этого золотого миллиарда панически боятся, что другие центры мирового развития могут представить свои варианты развития. Но как бы западные и так называемые наднациональные элиты не стремились сохранить существующий порядок вещей, наступает все-таки новая эпоха, новый этап в мировой истории. И только подлинно суверенные государства могут обеспечить высокую динамику роста, стать примером для других в стандартах и качестве жизни людей, в защите традиционных ценностей и высоких гуманистических идеалов, модели развития, в которых человек становится не средством, а высшей целью.
The gist of it is that Russia has moved away from the United States dollar and fully embraced gold and precious metals, and frankly, commodities as well, and is even telling its own citizens to stockpile gold. He's also pointing out how the West wants to take money and resources away from its citizens and continue to plunder other countries in order to enrich itself. Just look at what the Democrats did this week by expanding the size and the scope of the IRS, by hiring 90,000 new IRS agents to come and knock on your door. Get ready for a massive middle-class audits. Even the job description of the new IRS agents says they'll need to work 50 hours a week, even holidays, and they'll be armed and ready to use deadly force as necessary. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. Armed IRS agents coming after average Americans who make tips working extra hours at Applebee's. Is Putin right or wrong about these tactics? I'll leave that up to you. Here's Catherine Austin Fitz on these new IRS tactics. Listen.
It would also give them the ability to hire all 83,000 tax preparers, which would obviously make it harder to prepare taxes. So we're talking about an enormous amount of people. Now, the Treasury Department insists they wouldn't all be enforced agents. Right now, Congress, one of the congressmen has sponsored a bill saying that the IRS can't buy any more ammunition, because part of the discomfort here for many, many people, particularly in the heartland, is the IRS enforcement may be authorized to carry guns. They may be armed.
One thing the IRS has a hard time tracking and policing is precious metals. America is a debt-based economy. They're not on the gold standard, and frankly, they want everything to be digital, and they don't even want you to use cash anymore. They can't stand gold. And the world powers creating Russian sanctions hate gold as well. That's why Putin and China are stockpiling as much gold and precious metals and commodities as they can. According to Reuters, Vladimir Putin's regime has $140 billion of the yellow metal that is beyond the direct reach of sanctions. That's right, sanctions don't touch the gold. Using it can require complicated and risky schemes, but that also makes it very difficult to track. As Zero Hedge reports, Putin has been building up his defenses against economic sanctions for years. It's almost like he knew this was coming. Just look at this chart, for instance. The gold reserves. As the Western media started talking shit about Russia, Putin started stocking up on gold and getting rid of US dollar reserves. He was swapping them. And since 2014, Russia's gold holdings have tripled. Now, last week, the White House admitted that they think gold bullion makes up 20% of Russia's central bank reserves. Now, why would he do this? Why would Putin and China make huge moves to build their economies around gold and precious metals? Well, it has many benefits. But one big reason, I believe, is that Russia and China have been watching what NATO is doing, invading countries, stealing their gold. In fact, that's exactly what happened in Ukraine in 2014. Let me give you some context. In 2014, in Ukraine, the United States led a coup that overthrew the pro-Russian government. It was led, of course, by Obama lackey Victoria Nuland. Now, NATO and the United States got rid of Viktor Yanukovych, and they replaced him with an anti-Russian puppet, Yatsenyuk. But something else also happened, and it was revealed during an interview with Ukraine's head of the National Bank, Valeria Hontareva. Now, she stated in the interview with Ukraine's Kharkiv TV, quote, "Official statistics of the National Bank show that the amount of gold in the vaults drastically fell after the 2014 coup, and it's unclear where it went." Now, at the beginning of this month, the volume of gold was about 1 billion, or 8% of the total gold reserves, she said. In the vaults of the central bank, there is almost no gold left. There is a small amount of gold bullion left, but it's just 1% of the reserves, she said. So how much was stolen by NATO and the United States? 39 tons of gold. Where did it go? NATO installs a new government in Ukraine, and suddenly the gold disappears. Where did it go? I'll give you 3 guesses, or maybe 2 guesses, or maybe I'll just give you 1 guess. Another cause of concern is the collapse of the labor market. Zero Hedge says that this, quote, "GDP numbers are telling us what is about to happen. Spending is in a steep decline. Economic activity, propped up by government projects, is still falling, and the effects of trillions in COVID stimulus is fading. As spending drops, the need for workers will reverse course. All those jobs that were magically fabricated because of the COVID stimulus buying spree back in 2020 will now magically disappear as the money dries up. It's only a matter of time. Mass job losses will most likely be triggered by early 2023. The Biden administration, the Fed, and some media economists know this event is coming, but they are pretending as if all is well. Just listen to Democrats. Listen to Pramila Jayapal when she's confronted by reporters and asked about inflation. She says it's just a made-up word.
And it is ultimately going to lead to a reduction in overall inflation, but most importantly, to the budget that people have every single day. Inflation is like a theoretical word that economists use, but what families feel every day is the up or down of costs.
We are headed for a major collapse of the Western system, a system that has abandoned commodities in favor of debt and military forces. Just look at Western sanctions on Russia. They have gold, they have oil, they have more. Simon Jenkins writes this in The Guardian. Listen, Putin is stronger than ever and our sanctions have backfired. Yeah, Simon Jenkins, you're right. So it's time to protect our families away from these corporate politicians. That's why we partnered with Gold Mining Incorporated to bring you this video. This is a company that is actively bringing gold out of the ground at an incredible pace because of demand. But what's actually crazy about this company, here, you can actually invest in this company right now. Here's their stock ticker on the screen, which is GLDG. What's crazy is their secret catalyst that only smart investors researching Gold Mining Incorporated's stock know about. And that's the company's cash and marketable security holdings, which include 20 million shares of GROY. Now, that's a company I told you about last week, right? That's the fastest growing gold royalty corporation in the stock market. So not only is Gold Mining Inc. actively sourcing gold in a variety of projects from Brazil, America, Canada, Purdue, and more, but they're shareholders of GROY, which is a gold royalty juggernaut that makes money off of the mining of other companies. Again, that's what a gold royalty company does. They make money off of the royalties. So they don't actually have to do the heavy lifting of digging for gold. They will provide the money to different mining companies, and then as they extract gold, they make money off of the royalties. So that's real diversity in a portfolio of gold-related projects. Now, many of you know that I'm very bullish on these gold companies because of the incredible demand, but also for the wealth preservation aspect of this. Protecting your family by turning some of that inflation cash, which continues to lose value, into investments in gold and gold-related companies. Now, as my mentor and the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, once told me, he said, Clayton, don't invest in just precious metals. Also, invest in the companies that are bringing those precious metals out of the ground. Sound advice. It's done incredibly well for him and for me and my family. Now, between January 15th and September 23rd of 2016, which was a period of just about 8 months, the Federal Reserve was embarking upon a huge tightening period. But at the same time, gold's price rose by 30%. But Gold Mining Inc.'s stock actually appreciated by 700%. So the setup here is actually pretty crazy. And this could be one of the most undervalued gems in the entire gold market right now. Right now, Gold Mining Inc. is trading at 97 cents a share. So even if you bought, 100 shares, that's incredibly inexpensive, right? Let's be clear. It trades for just under $1 right now. And it has a $6 analyst price target. So you'd be buying it for 97 cents. And the price targets for this stock are $6. Those are some nice profits. Even more importantly, the price target is based upon current gold prices. And I don't believe gold is going to be trading under $2,000 an ounce for very much longer. Again, price targets for gold are $2,500 an ounce. So as the demand for gold continues to rise, so does the share and price of Gold Mining Incorporated. Again, here's their stock ticker on your screen. It's GLDG. Go and do your own due diligence on this company. I am not a financial advisor. I just invest in gold companies with a lot of upside potential. I'll have a link to their website in the description of this video if you want to learn more about their gold projects and what the current gold market looks like. We'll see you next time, everyone.